What do you really need to start CrossFit? Are you thinking about starting CrossFit? Because honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. It's an incredible way to get stronger, fitter, and healthier. But do you need to splurge on gear or join an expensive gym? I'm here to break it down for you right now. So in this video, we'll cover what you need to begin CrossFit, from mindset to gear and top training tips that I have for you. So first and foremost, I just want to emphasize the importance of mindset. Now, when you go into CrossFit, you need to be ready to push past limits that you have placed for yourself. Learn to be uncomfortable and be ready to learn a lot about yourself as well as different exercises. Now, one of the things I would say that you don't have to worry about is that CrossFit can seem quite intimidating, as it does have a lot of exercises and a lot of things that you have to learn or can learn. However, progression is key. No one is expected to RX, which is like the high level within CrossFit. No one is expected to RX every single workout as a beginner. So if you are a beginner, just make that aware when you do go into the CrossFit box, and there is a different way to do every single exercise if you can't do it the way that it is prescribed. So in terms of like mental preparation, that's kind of what you need to focus on, just the importance of your mindset. Be ready to push yourself to new limits, or if you're not ready to do that, just be ready to just give something new, like just try something new. The second, physical preparation. The basic fitness foundation, you don't really need to have any kind of fitness. You don't really have to be super fit. You don't have to be really strong. You don't have to have any knowledge whatsoever to go into a CrossFit box. Now, obviously, having basic functional movements like bodyweight squats or push-ups or pull-ups helps. However, it's not a prerequisite. You don't have to have that, and you are able to do the class without any of those things. As I said, progression is key, and if you need help with any exercise, or if you can't do any of the exercises, there is always a way to regress it for you to be able to learn how to do it and progress to doing that exercise. So basically, all workouts can be adapted to all fitness levels, even for people recovering from injuries or people just starting out in the sport. That, I think, is the key selling point for me for CrossFit. Anyone can do it. The flexibility of it is unparalleled. You can do it no matter what stage of your fitness or strength level you are in. So whilst there are no mental and physical essentials that you have to go into a CrossFit box, what I would say are essentials are comfortable and durable workout clothes. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but something that you can move easily in, something just practical. Some form of training shoe. Now, you can get like a cross training shoe, which is like a Reebok Nano, a Nike Metcon, a Rad. However, I just think anything like a flat shoe, if you have any sort of like Vans, Converse, or anything like that at home, that is absolutely fine. Even if you go in your running shoes for the first few classes just to figure out whether you like it or not, that is absolutely not a problem at all. Another essential is a water bottle. Now, hydration is key. You will need to be drinking water during, after, before your entire workout session, so just make sure to do that. And then an optional would be maybe a sweat towel, like a towel to dab off your sweat, just so that you can clean down yourself after the session. And optional if you want to just wipe down some equipment if your sweat has like dripped on it or whatever. That is always appreciated in a CrossFit box. Now, the next essentials are optional but useful. I think if you go to a few classes and you decide that you do actually like CrossFit, these are the first things that I would recommend buying to ensure that you're fully equipped for all of the workouts that could come up. First one for me, especially for beginners, I would recommend buying a jump rope or a skipping rope for learning how to do double unders. My double unders got significantly better when I bought myself a proper rope that was at the proper height, that was basically tailored for me to learn how to do it. If you don't know how to do that, I have made a video which I will link up here, which basically helps you figure out how to do that, and also recommends a few ropes, but that is what I would recommend first and foremost. Secondly, I'd recommend just to get like a small bag or a small Tupperware of chalk. You can get that on Amazon. It's basically for grips, like basically for your grip when doing any Olympic lift, or if you're doing pull-ups or any kind of heavy lifting. It's a great way to keep your hands dry so that you can go for longer or grip better. Now, as I said, all of these things are if you have decided that you like the movement. The next thing that I would recommend is grips for any gymnastic movement. These can also be bought on Amazon. They have loads on Amazon, but there are other brands such as V-Lights which do great grips, which will help you with the grip on the bar and also save your hands from tears, etc. Especially if you are new to the sport, you will find that your hands will be very sensitive and the grips will help minimize that. Now, I would also personally recommend knee sleeves for comfort, warmth, and support. I think we only have one set of knees. Let's just take care of them. And it's just an aid and just gives you a little bit of support and warmth around the knee. Now, unnecessary for a beginner, what I would say, which is what people tend to buy very quickly, is don't rush to buy lifting belts or lifting shoes unless you've decided that you would like to become better at Olympic lifts. I think that for any beginner, it is not necessary to have Olympic lifting shoes. I still wear my normal training shoes to do Olympic lifts all the time. You don't have to have expensive lifting shoes. Now, the most important thing that I would say is to find the right CrossFit box or CrossFit gyms. Now, the way to do this, I would research all of your local CrossFit gyms. Look for a community-oriented gym with qualified coaches. The only way that you're going to find out is by doing a trial class to see if it suits your goals and your skill level. So you basically want to go in there and evaluate the coaching. What you should look out for is coaches should focus on teaching you proper form when doing all exercises and be able to provide you with lots of scaling options. What I would just look out for is a coach that is friendly, dependable, and helpful. I think you will feel immediately when you go into the gym whether this is somebody that you would trust with your fitness journey. I think that finding the right CrossFit box is key in your longevity within the sport, because if you don't find that you're making progress, or if you find that you're not getting the most out of your sessions, likelihood is that you will drop off. But also, having the right CrossFit coach can very much impact your progress within the sport. I think that if you find a CrossFit box that has people who know how to help you get to a certain place, it will be much, much better than someone who doesn't really care and is just there to teach a class. So just go out there, do a trial class, see whether you vibe well with the coaches or whether you don't, and there are plenty more places that you could try. If you are limited for options, do just express your concerns to the CrossFit box. I'm sure they will be more than happy to help you. This is a very community-based sport where people are in it to help other people, so hopefully you have a good experience. In my experience, all the CrossFit boxes I've gone to, maybe I shouldn't say all, but most CrossFit boxes have been super helpful and super kind. So if you've found the right CrossFit gym and you have all of the gear, essential gear, and you feel mentally and physically ready, but there's something that is just worrying you about going, you can learn some basics before diving into CrossFit. So cool CrossFit movements to familiarize yourself with is squats, deadlifts, and any kind of press movement, bench press, strict press. All of that will help you. Basic gymnastic skills, pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. And then conditioning movements such as rowing, running, bike. Those are I would say the bread and butter of CrossFit. So if you have an idea of all of those things, it will be a lot easier for you to go in your first class. However, as I said, there are scaling options for every single movement, and you can modify movements as needed. Everyone progresses at their own pace. Everyone in a CrossFit class most likely will be at a different level, having to do different things. So don't be scared to kind of just dive right in at whatever fitness and strength level you are at, because I guarantee there will be someone there to help you. There'll be someone there at the same level. There'll be someone there better. There'll be someone there who's not as good. You won't feel like the odd one out. Now, one of the things that I would say is that people do often think that you have to dive straight in and do everything and do like 4 or 5 sessions a week and just go all in order to get the most out of it. Now, I think that every person is different, and no matter who you are, you could benefit from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, and it really depends on who you are as a person and what you would like to get out of it. I think that as a time commitment, there is no minimum requirement in terms of like fitness level. If you are just looking to feel healthier, move your body a little bit, going to 1 class a week is an excellent place to start, and you might find that you end up liking it a lot and going more. I think if you're someone who wants to take it more seriously and would like to see improvements and progressions, then I would say 3 to 4 sessions per week is a good starting point for most beginners. I think the most important thing is just that you find the right balance for you, and don't convince yourself that you have to go 5 days a week. Start small and build upon it. If you enjoy it, you will naturally find that you would want to book on to more classes. Now, one thing that I would say is a cost consideration. Now, typical pricing for CrossFit boxes versus like working out at home or working out in a normal gym, just like a JD Gyms or like a Basic Fit type gym, the cost is quite different. A CrossFit gym is what I would call, I would say that it is expensive, especially if you do classes. Depending on where exactly you're based, the prices can be different. I think depending on what your goals are, if you are someone who is already experienced in fitness and in strength, then it isn't essential that you go to classes all the time. I think classes have a place in helping you build like friendships and community and feeling like you're part of the CrossFit box. However, I don't think it's essential for you to be able to get better. If your budget doesn't allow for you to go to CrossFit classes all the time, I will put links in the description as to workouts that you can do at home, workouts that you can do in the gym, workouts that don't require you to have a CrossFit membership. So if it isn't something that you are able to do financially, don't worry, I've got workouts for you in the description box below, and I will be posting workouts every single week that you will be able to follow along to. Now, finally, I just wanted to put in this common mistakes to avoid. Just for anyone looking to start CrossFit, this is what you should try to not do. So I think that I see this all the time. People are always really excited to rush to the RX level, which is basically being able to do a workout at the highest level. Now, I don't think there's anything explicitly wrong with that if you are physically ready to do that. However, I think that the important thing is to focus on the correct movement pattern and building the strength to do certain things. I've spoken about this on my channel hundreds of times before, where people will try and do a handstand walk before they can even do like a handstand hold against the wall for 30 seconds. I think that just have perspective in what you're trying to put your body through, and just remember that this is an extremely demanding sport, and make sure that your body is ready before you try and do things that you've never tried before. Secondly, don't skip warm-ups or mobility work. I see this all the time, especially in our CrossFit box. People will arrive late to the class and just jump straight in without doing any warm-up, without doing any mobility work. I guarantee you, this is the way that you will end up injured, will end up hurting yourself, and by skipping the mobility work, you are going to sell yourself short. Mobility is crucial in CrossFit. You will find that in a lot of movements, so just do your mobility work. Now, one of the really important things that people often forget when they start their fitness journey is ignoring recovery. The importance of proper nutrition, hydration, and rest to avoid your body completely burning out. Remember, we are a machine that needs to be fueled, that needs to be recovered, that needs to be taken care of. Your body isn't just ready to just be battered to pieces and not taken care of. So please eat well, sleep well, drink lots of water, and just do yourself the favor. Thank you. So finally, is CrossFit right for you? So for me, I found that it is right for me. I love the community. I love the variation of the workouts, and I love the way that it makes me feel when I finish a workout. Who will it benefit the most? I would say people who are looking to have a supportive community as opposed to just going to the gym by themselves. People who enjoyed varied workouts, i.e., not every day is the same. You never know what you're coming into. The challenge is constant. You never have a grasp on anything. Like, you're always learning. And overall fitness is incredible. Like, you will get significantly fitter and feel healthier. I think that for me, someone who will benefit the most of this is someone who is looking for a sense of accomplishment at the end of a workout. Like, when you finish something, the sense of accomplishment, the sense of pride is something that I've not really found anywhere else apart from in weightlifting, and CrossFit really provides you with that. So it means that at the end of a workout, you feel great, you feel happy, you feel content. I think that's something that we're really looking for, especially when you're starting a fitness journey. However, if CrossFit isn't for you, there are 1,000 other ways to get fit, hundreds of other ways that you can include functional fitness into your journey. So don't worry if you don't like it, it isn't for everyone. So just remember this year, if you are going into a CrossFit class, or if you are looking to start CrossFit, make sure that your mindset is ready. You should be ready to push yourself. Try get a handle on the basic movements, because that will help you a lot to improve very quickly. Find yourself a good gym and make sure that you have the correct equipment to start. And just remember, you don't need to be an expert to start in CrossFit. Anyone can do it. with any level of fitness, any level of strength. So have you recently started CrossFit, or are you thinking about starting CrossFit? Let me know what excites you, or maybe what scares you the most in the comments below. I would love to know. I think for me, what scared me the most before starting CrossFit was constantly being the last in workouts, or not knowing what I was doing, or worrying that I was going to look silly. All of those things, don't worry, they did all happen, but they're not as bad as they seem. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more beginner-friendly CrossFit tips, as well as for anything CrossFit related, anything weightlifting related. This is the place that you'll find it. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.